Good evening out there, and welcome to Intellectual Radio with Here's the Life with Ed and Zemrah. And as always, we are always so happy to be here and to share our innermost thoughts and feelings and ideas and all of that good stuff that can hopefully promote your week to be better and better and better. That is always our goal. So we wanted to talk about our favorite thing, one of my favorite things especially, is health. Of course, we always say is your wealth, but some of the natural things that's happening, the mask mandate has been lifted, which to me it's still too soon because we know that the virus is still alive and well. It's just not as prevalent, and people are not dying as much, but they still have some that are dying every day. It's still in the thousands that are coming down with the COVID. So all of that has to still be taken into consideration. So when we look at that, Ed and I have said that we are going to continue to wear our masks, especially depending on where you are, what activity, if it's a larger crowd. It's still safe, like our producer Earl was saying, it's still safe, better to be safe than sorry.
Well, the mask was designed to protect you.
Right.
So I'm going to protect me wherever I go. So if you don't feel like wearing a mask, that's personal choice.
Right.
But mine is that I've got to protect me because kind of like me. I want to be around for a while. And I don't want no disease taking me out that I cannot see. If you can't see it, you better protect yourself from it. So
That's
and
right.
plus it doesn't hurt anything. It doesn't stop you from doing what you want to do. If you go out, you wear a mask. If somebody else doesn't wear theirs, you not make a big deal out of it. It's just their prerogative. You don't get mad. They have people out there questioning people, interrogating them. Why come you don't have your mask on? Well, because they don't want to. And if you got yours on, you protect yourself from them. Don't worry about them. Let
Absolutely.
them take care of themselves.
But it's like we're saying, like your allergies are flaring up.
Right.
So it's very important to still protect yourself, because I know personally I would suffer with, and with bronchitis every year. And I was sharing with Earl that the last couple of years I haven't had to be bothered with bronchitis, and it's been because I wear
Wear the
wear that
mask all the
mask.
time.
So the mask is really and truly, as far as I'm concerned, it's been a very protective type of thing as far as I'm concerned. And I just don't see the big thing about it. And it does get a little wearing and tearing. I will say tiring. I can say that. But the key is just to keep yourself safe. One of the things that is a natural antibiotic that I was really and truly surprised at is oregano drops.
Yeah, they work pretty good.
And I mean, they work. You put a couple of those drops under your tongue, and I mean, it's a natural antibiotic, and I mean, it works. So that's something that you might want to put on your list to get. It really does work.
It's only a couple of drops on the tongue. You might not like it at first, but
Yeah, because it's rough.
but it works. It works.
I mean, oregano and they drops, you talking about strong, but it's good and it works. And I tell you something else that really keeps your immune system up is olive oil. Now, olive oil
Oil's
is
good.
something that I just personally don't care for. Now, I like it when you put it in that pesos and you make it for like a dipping.
Right.
I don't care for olive oil, but the values that olive oil has is fantastic. So sometimes you do have to go with something that you might not like, but if it's good for you, then it's just like cod liver oil. We all know cod liver oil is old school, but it is very, very good for your body, for colds, all of that. So olive oil, like I know a lot of people that cook with olive oil. Well, I always thought that olive oil, the oil would become kind of
Rancid.
yes, rancid. So when you cook with it, you can cook with it, toss your vegetables, whatever in it, but you use very little.
Don't let it burn.
Right. And use more or less, I say, the spray. And if you use the oil, use very little and toss your vegetables or whatever, and that. Something else that is real good. Now we always talk about ginger. You know, ginger is ginger and um, turmeric. Turmeric is another antibiotic. Inflammation takes inflammation out.
Yeah,
They have the turmeric in the gummies,
that's the
and
one thing I can't take.
yeah, people that do blood thinners, they cannot do turmeric. Definitely not.
Because turmeric is a natural blood thinner.
It is. So you have to be very, very careful with that. And that is something to really know for those that do take blood thinners. If you suffer with AFib or any type of illness that, you know, causes causes you problems, then with blood clotting or whatever, then you have to stay away from turmeric. But I had thought at one point with turmeric that you have to be very, very careful with turmeric with your blood pressure. But then they say that you can take it, but you have to take it, say, 3 hours away from your blood pressure medicine. And so we want you to make sure that you know, always take your blood pressure medicine that has been, and we've said this several times, always stay on top of that. And one of the things about blood pressure medicine, they have a wonderful blood pressure tea too that really, really works and it's good. But sometimes once you've been on blood pressure medicine, uh, you kind of have to weigh it to just fall off of it. You know, that still needs to go through your physician as far as it's not good to just stop yourself and not take it. You have to really be monitored with blood pressure medication because otherwise you look up and you can have a stroke or a heart attack. Blood pressure medicine, it's just nothing. That is one medication that I always say, tell people don't play with that. That's your diabetic medication. You know, you can do the natural thing, but sometimes when things have really stirred up and they're really at a higher level than maybe they should be, then medication is what you need to take to treat that to bring it down to normalcy. And then you can start on your herbs and incorporate your herbs. And even with herbs, because herbs is medication, really it is. It's just natural. It takes longer, but herbs have little side effects too. So you still cannot, herbs can have conflicts. So you still have to monitor and make sure that you are mindful of that.
Yeah, but that's the key word is monitoring. If you're going to take alternative medicine or something natural, then you get your blood pressure kit or your blood pressure monitor and check it regularly.
Yeah.
You know, if you're going to skip a dosage of your regular medicine and take something natural, take your blood pressure at least twice a day, in the morning and evening. And anytime you don't take your medicine, take your blood pressure again. If you see any difference or any elevation, then go back to your regular medicine
Yeah.
because
But you shouldn't get off of that at all without doctor. I don't think
right.
you should do that at all.
Yeah, but as long as you're monitoring your blood pressure is not going up, then you're fine because that's why they call it the silent killer. Your blood pressure can go up and you don't know it. If you're not checking it, you don't know
Yeah.
because you don't have any
So
symptoms.
you're saying that they should check their blood pressure. What did you say?
No,
Because you shouldn't check it too many
no,
times
no,
a day.
no. That's it. In the morning and evening, check it twice a day.
And
Take
don't do that every day.
no, you gotta do it every day
No.
because it's only when you need to check it to see if it's elevating or inching toward elevating, going up or down. You check it. If it's still remaining steady, you can skip a couple of days. You're good. Then check it on the weekend, whatever. But as long as you paying attention to it, because if you catch checking you a week or two later, and you just not checking it because you feel a little dizzy, then it might be too late. Now you go right straight back to your medicine. Now you gotta go see the doctor because it could be getting out of hand.
Yeah. A lot of times, and some people have a warning, some people don't. One of the things that I notice if my pressure is elevated, I tend to get a little headache.
Yeah.
And
Some people
that's
don't
why
get
you have to
anything at all.
no, that's what I'm saying. Some people that doesn't they don't get any clue. And that's when they say that it can be a silent killer. But you know, you got so many things that are starting, you know, that come from that creates blood pressure, too much sodium. That's why you should take salt out of your diet. But when you look at it between salt and sugar, oh my God, it's in everything. Your sugar is in ketchup. Yeah, and you're just supposed to have so many grams a day. But then you got to monitor that because absolutely sugar is in everything.
Just about,
Yeah.
just
I mean,
about.
it's in ketchup. It's in I mean, you just can't name it. So even with your natural fruits, like diabetics have to be careful with doing a lot of even fresh fruit, where you would think that that would be so healthy and so good. And sometimes that's what kind of is a little confusing, because you say, wow, I am trying to be healthy, I'm doing this to keep myself healthy, and then they come back with, no, it's just like you think you're doing, if you're giving men something and you think soy is good, but soy is not good for men. So it just kind of, you have to just kind of weigh, balance, read your labels, which can sometimes get a little bit frustrating
Well,
because it's just
a
so
lot
much
of
involved, but
people
that's
don't.
what it
A lot
takes.
of people don't know that soy produces estrogen, and it's something that you don't want to elevate in men.
In men, absolutely not. So it just, all you can do is do the best you can. And I think I've mentioned before that I like Celtic salt. It
Sure.
is CELTIC, and you can get that at Whole Foods. I think Trader Joe's might carry it. The Vitamin Shop, and I was surprised that they didn't carry Celtic salt. But basically, you can get it like I said, at Trader Joe's. But you don't need, and because that's minerals in that. And so even the Himalaya salt is good, but Celtic is even better because it doesn't have sodium in it. It just, because I used to do the what was that other salt that we used to get in the
Sea salt.
not sea salt. Um, I forget the name of it now because I haven't used it in years, because it really does have a lot of sodium in it. But the Celtic salt, you don't need but a sprinkle of that, because that is, again, minerals. And then kelp is another good. Kelp is phenomenal. Kelp is good for iron and just so many benefits in kelp. And it tastes good. You can even use that. I've used that instead of, because I like black pepper, which they say black pepper is not all that good for you either. But I like black pepper. But you can even use kelp. They have the sprinkles of kelp, and you can use that, in place of black pepper. I mean, it has a little, sometimes a little sea taste to it,
Yeah,
but
you really
it's very good for you.
you really have to get into eating healthy in order to get used to it.
Yeah.
Because once you're used to it, you can taste everything,
Yes.
and you can tell when it's too much salt, too much sugar, and you become immune. You're not as addicted to it as you used to be,
Hmm.
because you can taste it.
Yeah.
It's like a person who smokes. Once you stop smoking, you can smell smoke everywhere. In people's clothes, their house, in every car,
Oh,
you can
yes.
smell it everywhere. And once you clean up your immune system and your taste system and get rid of all that extra salt and sugar out of your system, you can pick it up easily. And you find that you don't need as much salt or sugar as you usually do. And as a matter of fact,
Well, you don't. It's not a need. You mean you don't
you don't just
crave it?
you're craving.
Yeah.
Your body doesn't crave it as it used to,
Yeah.
because it recognizes it immediately, which is really good.
Yeah.
Which is one of the things that this pandemic has taught us, is to pay attention to uh, our health and our diets.
Yeah.
Everything we're eating, everything that we're consuming, especially things that we ingredients in food that we can't see. We're starting to read up on it now, and pay attention to what we're putting in our bodies,
Yeah.
which means you'll start living and looking good like you, and you're well into your 80s.
He has jokes, you all. Well into my 80s. Yeah. Well, if I'm well into my 80s, then you got to be well into your 90s, brother. But anyway,
But you look
uh,
good. You look good.
yeah, I mean, I feel good. I mean, I'm happy, and hey, it can, one thing about it,
It
it
works.
can always be worse. But like Johnny say, it
It
works
works
if
if
you
you
work
work
it.
it.
So, like I said, it's good to feel good. It's good to know what to put into your body, um, and that doesn't mean that you can't eat what you want to eat, because we always say eat what you want to eat, but just eat moderately. What that is, it might not be just where it needs to be, but um, because we do a lot of greens. Everybody calls me, even at work, they call me the salad girl because I love salads. But then sometimes, because having a healthy gut is so important to health, because that's where everything stems from. When you talk about having a good
The immune system.
body and a good immune system, is keeping your gut where it needs to be. And so um, I feel like what you need to do is make sure that you always keep your colon clean, and you can even do a couple of prunes a day. When you get older, a lot of times, and I'm noticing this, and Ed and I were talking about this, and I've read up on that too, is that when you get older, you might wonder, well, man, I'm not as regular as I used to be. And so sometimes that tends to come with age, and it kind of slows down. So you have to make sure that you take you can do prunes, you can do prune juice, and then but the main thing is keeping that colon clean, and then making sure that you do your detox teas. They have the again, we always say your probiotics. They have smoothies that are really good, that you can make with your fruit. I always buy this. Pete's has this bottle of juice that, and I like the cherry, because
Oh
the
yeah,
cherry is good for
yeah.
your
That's the
joints.
fruit
It's no
juice.
sugar, no artificial, nothing in it. It's just wonderful. And so I'll do maybe about 4 ounces of that and put my fruit in it. I use a little honey, and then I put my scoop of collagen in it, and then I do the one with the probiotics, and it is just, and I make my smoothie every morning with that. So those are the kind of things you can do, and then I wind up really not even um, really maybe eating, because sometimes I do intermittent fasting.
Well, if you've
So
already fed your body, you don't need to eat.
right,
That's why you
and you
that's
don't
why you
wind up
like
being
salad
hungry.
so much. All you need is a salad.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. But no, you do need a little bit more than that. Because
I do.
one of the things that I was noticing too, is that what they say, what keeps um, the weight on you is lack of muscle. So that's why it's important that you eat things that build your muscle, and that
Mm.
helps to bring weight down. That you might not get a chance to always do a whole bunch of exercise, but you got to
Well,
make sure you get your protein in there.
well, it will firm you up
Yeah.
because muscle weighs more than fat.
Hmm.
So therefore, if you don't losing weight, but you're cutting inches,
Yeah.
so you're really still getting in shape even if your weight doesn't change.
Yeah.
But if you all you do is eat, take in less calories than you burn. That's all you have to do.
Yeah. But you got, well, you say that because you nail something and you drop 20 pounds.
No, 10.
Yeah. Right. But it's important that you get your protein in. If you have and then there's a certain amount of carbs that you still need. But I always say, and this is what a girlfriend and I was talking about, you have to make sure that you keep yourself at a healthy weight, but then make sure that if you were to get sick, make sure that you got enough on your bones that you will not really and truly get down sick and out of here. So I always say that it's important, I think, to keep a little something on your
In
body.
other words, don't get frail.
Right. Because you get too thin, too frail, and you get sick, and you just have nothing to fight with because you lose all energy. And if you're sick with something that takes your weight down anyway, that can be a real, real issue. So the thing of it is just we just have to be conscious about what we put in our bodies. We have to be very, very conscious of having our food balanced, but still be able to enjoy what you enjoy eating, what you enjoy drinking.
Well,
It just, you just have to do everything, like I said, in moderation. But it's the natural things too that you can do and incorporate that really and truly can make it really happen
yeah,
for
because
you.
we really want you to take care of yourself because as you can see the condition of the world and where it's going, we're going to need all hands on deck. We're going to need you. I know you may not think that you're that important, or your voice is not loud enough to make any changes, but just your spirit, just you being a a surviving member of the Holocaust means a lot. And I mean our Holocaust, and you survived it. So take care of yourself, because we're gonna need you when we start building this new world order. And it definitely got to be a new world order, because this one is going down the tubes quick. So it has to have somebody to take its place. So we need you,
And so when you
a
say
healthy you.
that, when you say that we need you, everybody has to stand and be accountable on their own.
Yeah.
So incorporating and making sure that your family is where your family needs to be, our family is where our family needs to be, and we concentrate on trying to do the right thing. Hopefully that will create a new world order.
Right. Be an example for your family.
Yeah,
So you get yourself in order, and they'll see you getting yourself in order. They'll say, "Well, he stopped smoking, he stopped drinking, he's looking healthy, his skin looks good. What are you doing?"
right.
I want people to go around and ask you personally, "What are you doing?" I want you to run them to jealousy until they don't know what you're doing, until they ask. That you look better, you sound better, you're more positive. I want to know what you're doing. And then you can tell them. You don't need to preach to people. People go by what they see. They watch what you do,
Absolutely.
not what you say. So they don't care about what you know until they know how much you care. So therefore, take care of you. You is very important, because you have an effect on everybody you come in contact with. Everyone that sees you and talks to you or come into your space is affected by your presence. You are a very important person. I don't care what you think you are. You're a reason for you being here, and you need to take care of yourself, because we need you.
Yeah, yeah. But when you keep saying we need you, that's what throwing.
The
What do you?
world needs you. I'm talking
Oh,
about, that's
okay.
not me
Yeah,
personally.
yeah.
I'm talking about all of us. We need each other,
Right. Okay.
and the vibration from each other, it's contagious. So even if you don't think you have an effect on somebody, just by you being you is an effect on
Yeah.
everyone that they meet.
Being positive
And a lot of
and
people
being
that you, and
constructive.
even people you don't meet, that same vibration has a positive effect on everybody else.
Yes.
So
And being constructive, not destructive. So that's something too that we want to make sure that uh, people are more conscious of, because when you say that, all of the killings and all of the
yeah,
uh, just all of the turmoil and all, we have to be better people than that, because God blesses us whether we think that we're being blessed, but we're blessed in a whole lot of ways that sometimes I think that we do not recognize.
yeah.
And so I think it is important. So when you say that we need you, then yeah, we need each other
I didn't get
for the
too
strength.
I didn't
And
get too deep on you today.
yeah, well, sometimes you tend to do that, and it kind of throws stuff off. But it take Malcolm to talk about you. You just go to the
No,
left field
you
or
have to
somewhere
understand,
else.
everything is connected.
I got you.
All right,
Well, that's what we want to make sure that
everything.
you're connected,
Yeah,
because sometimes you get a little, yeah, you
yeah.
get a little bit deep.
Like we said, in back in the '60s, everything is everything.
Yeah, everything is everything. And right about now, I want you to make sure you like us on Facebook. You check out Love is Possible. I have some great things coming up that I'm going to be working on. And so that's one of the things that will be good, is that Zemrah's coming back.
Oh yes.
With that, with some good music, really where I can really promote Love is Possible, because we haven't did a lot of that, and so we've got some good things lined up as far as music, musicians. I'm just really and truly getting ready. So I want you to get
We got to
ready
pick up where we
too.
left off at, what, 2 years ago.
Yeah, I mean, my sixth concert, I was getting ready to have my sixth concert 2020. I mean, my seventh Here's the Life
Right.
concert in 2020, when all of everything just stopped in its tracks. So, looking forward to some great things, great life, great love, and check me out. Go to Facebook, like us. Make sure you go to Amazon, all the streamings, Pandora, everything, and go to YouTube, make some comments on Love is Possible.
Yeah,
Great CD. One of my favorite songs. You Are, written by our very own. The lyrics written by Miss Pamela Wilkes, and the music, I wrote that. Just a wonderful. If you get the summer's coming, the spring, you're looking for a great song for a wedding. You Are is just fantastic. Play that for us, Earl, please. That's the third one, I think. But that's what's important is we have got to, and we say that all the time, that we have got to learn to support one another because when you support, you get supported. Beautiful lyrics that you know that you're loved, want to be loved, all kind of love. You are my baby, my darling, my love. You are music to my ears. You are the beat of my heart. You are my joy, my peace, my love. You are the place my life starts. Yes, you are my inspiration. You are my happy. You are my tears. You are the sugar in my coffee, chocolate in my cake. Yes, you are. Now make no mistake, baby, you are. You are. You are the place my life starts. Yes, you are. You are daybreak news. Now, is that a beautiful song or what? I'll never be blue. Have mercy. You are the color. You're the color in rain. So bold. So bold. That is a beautiful song. Pam she always says, Zemrah, you're supposed to be liking what you wrote. Love is possible. I love Love is Possible CD. You Are is my favorite. I just think she absolutely outdid herself with those lyrics. I mean, for real. But anyway, the summer is coming. Spring is coming. Summer's coming. Yes. So then back to fresh fruit. Pomegranate is, well, that's also a fall, but that's a power fruit. That's and you can get them little red beads. You can eat those like candy. They almost like candy. You suck on them, and then just the juice that comes out of them, because pomegranate is very, very good for you. And then watermelon. You're talking about good fiber, because that's good fiber.
I used to get those pomegranates in grammar school. All the kids get them. Used to get the little red seeds and spit them out on each other and whatnot.
Really?
I never liked the little suckers.
Oh my God!
I knew it was good for you.
Yeah,
but
Oh, I like them because you suck on the seeds and the juice is very, very good, especially if you happen to get a sweet one. But
yeah, that was a problem. I couldn't find a sweet one.
Yeah, and then peaches also are very, very good for your immune system. fiber, very, very good fiber, peaches,
Like,
nectarines,
like
and then,
peaches,
of course, watermelon is just,
like watermelon.
your bananas or your potassium, or that's a year-round fruit. We can't do that anymore.
Yeah,
That
like I said,
bothers our tummies.
chemistry,
But that's why you
chemistry.
have to keep your gut good and clean and healthy, because then that way, a lot of things that bother you probably won't bother you if you really keep your gut, because your main health again comes from having a healthy gut,
Yeah,
and
so
that's
now we're
important.
back to watching what you eat. Don't just put
Yeah.
everything into your mouth. Let your body tell you. If your
Well,
body,
your body will
if,
let you
if
know.
you eat something that didn't agree with you, don't eat that again.
Yeah. Well,
Because
I don't.
your body's trying to talk to you and tell you, we don't need that.
I mean, I was a little girl, and I got sick from navy beans. That was it.
No more.
Anything about, and I was little. I mean, I was young. I
Yeah, you
remember it.
haven't had a bean since.
Oh my God, not navy beans. No, only beans I like are red beans. Again, beans are very good for you though, because
A lot of
they're
protein.
a lot of fiber.
Yeah.
That's what they say for beans.
Well,
Are great for that.
I ate
And
enough
then
of them.
your nuts, almonds are real good for you.
I love
They're
them.
good for the heart. Raw almonds. So a lot of
That
times,
was in that cereal we got from Costco. Had
yeah.
almonds and had everything in
Yeah,
it.
it had almonds, and coconut is good for you too. But of course, coconut oil is really good to do a teaspoon or a tablespoon of that every day, because what happens is the oils in that is good for your skin, it's good for your hair, and also it's good for your system because it keeps your system going.
Right, the older you get, your system slows down. You need extra. Yeah.
Yeah, so the oil just kind of, because we become that's why I use a lot of um, oils and all, and for your hands, and because your hands tend to get drier,
Mhm.
and so you have to add a little bit and make sure that you feed your body those natural oils. And that's why a lot of people, some people, they even oil their bodies with the
Sure.
coconut oil.
Yeah.
But you got so many natural lotions now that when that you don't have to really uh, do the actual liquid of the
Oil.
oil.
Yeah.
Yeah, but because they have the lotions with
Al-
coconut in it,
palm
and
oil and everything.
yeah, because that's one thing about Ed that he has been using forever. He's always used shea butter, and his skin is just as smooth and soft. And I mean, every part of his body is very soft and smooth, not feminine soft, but very,
I'm gonna
very
say you've been checking out my body.
uh, but very smooth and silky, really, because he's always, I mean, forever. How many years have you used that shea butter?
I don't know. I could think about it. Along with my loofah. Uh,
Yeah, because that's important to scrub. The loofah also helps.
yeah.
The loofah sponge and all of that. All of that helps to get there. Because sometimes you can take your clothes off, and I'm saying, "Dang, what is all of this white? These little white particles?" And
This is
that's your
out of skin.
skin shedding.
The skin
That's your
shed. Yeah.
skin, because your skin sheds. So that's why it's important to really use that loofah, and when you do your showers and baths or whatever, and you'll be surprised how smooth your skin will be. And then you oil yourself down with a nice coconut
Yeah.
um,
Be nice to yourself.
lotion
You know.
that has coconut oils in it. But the oils are very important for us to take. Now, one of the things that I do know that, say, for example, you suffer with acid reflux, GERD, you can't, oils, you have to be very, very careful, just like that omega 3.
Yeah.
You can't, if you have GERD or if you have reflux, that is not good to take. That can really kind of disturb your system, omega 3, with that fish oil, because it just does not work. At least I know that it doesn't work for me. And I also was told that you have to be very, very conscious of that type of oil when you, because they have the omega 3 without fish oil that
Oh,
you can get. They have that. So
they got the word.
right, they have that. So those are just some things for you to really and truly think about. We know that spinach is another good thing. I love spinach. Spinach really and truly, um, it really cleans me out. Cooked spinach really does. And so spinach is good for, that's another source of iron for you. And you should do romaine lettuce. The when I do spinach, even put spinach on our sandwiches a lot, as opposed to lettuce. There's no nutrition
You
in it.
see spinach in your
So
omelets.
spinach, oh yeah, spinach in the omelet. If you want to do tofu, to stir fry tofu with some sesame seed oil. I really like sesame seed oil, and then saute that with some fresh spinach. Very, very good. I just sauteed uh, last Sunday
So you,
some cabbage,
so you,
sauteed
so,
it.
so actually, you can actually create some really tasty, healthy foods on your own if you know what to put together.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Bake a nice sweet potato. Sweet potato is another, is very, very good. And you'll be surprised. Some of these foods, they prevent cancer. It just depends on, you just, again, eating moderately. You can't overdo anything. That's really the key to understand. You can't overdo, because like, even you can have, a lot of people like salmon. You can't overdo that, because then you're talking about a lot of mercury. So you just have to be, we just have to pick and choose, because for one thing, food is
Everything,
not food
everything
anymore.
in moderation.
Yeah.
No, it's
And
not
food, your
food.
foods are not, they're just not, just like your fruit, your vegetables, where they used to last, they don't last like that anymore. You can put your vegetables in the, just buy them. That's why when I buy my, I don't do a lot of tomatoes. I do tomatoes every once in a while, because tomatoes create inflammation. So I don't do a lot of tomatoes. But say you, um, if they're on sale, especially fruit and vegetables that's on sale,
We'll
you
get them.
look at them and examine them real good, and you'll see fuzz on them, and and they'll have a big sign up. It's not a clearance on them; it's a sale. And if you don't examine, Pete is good for that. So I really and truly, I love Pete's, but when they have a sale on their vegetables or grapes, or what, you better be looking real
In
good
other words,
and check them cherry tomato boxes out, and look up there
in other words,
strawberries and all.
there's a reason why they don't sell.
Right. So you have to really look at, another good thing too is make sure when you purchase anything, from vitamins to food, vegetables, breads, whatever, make sure you check the date. That is so important, because I was looking at, what was I was looking at, something the other day. I forgot now exactly what it was, and I checked the date, and it was going to be um, spinach dip, and it was going to be um, expiring in a couple of days.
Yeah.
So I just politely put that back, because what I always try to do is I try to go to the
Well,
back of the shelf
was,
and pull it out anyway, because that's where when they're setting stuff, they bring the old to the front and the new in the back. So you make sure you, with eggs, with milk, with all of that, you should always be conscious and check that. But I know my sisters, when they shop, and they know all that old school stuff anyway, because we shoppers, so we know to go in the back and get your eggs, go in the back and get your bread and all of that. And a lot of people like the
this was
brown eggs. The brown eggs are better. The caged eggs are, they say that's a lot better for you. So what were you fixing to say, Ed?
I forgot. No, I was laughing at you. Talking about getting the fresh, because in stores, that's a common practice. You always put the new item just came in the back,
Right,
so you can get rid of the ones in the front, because they only got a couple more days before they expire. Not that they're bad. It's just that that's the last day they can sell it.
right.
You know, you can sell it
I
in the
don't want
store.
it when it comes to certain
I
things.
understand.
Because then
Okay.
and then you got to hurry up and eat it, and I might not want to eat it that
Well,
fast.
see, the strictly comes down to vegetables and fruit. You should only buy it when you get ready to eat it. If you're gonna eat it the next day or so, then get it. If you're not, don't buy it for next week, because it's
Right,
not gonna last that long.
right, right. And refrigeration temperatures is very important too.
Well, the different
So,
vegetables and everything, they have a different temperature. That's why they have a vegetable bin. It should be a different temperature,
right,
not as cold.
right. And then people need to know too, like we were talking about too before, your natural antibiotic too is your onions and garlic.
Yeah.
Like I get the garlic sprinkles too. Well, nothing is better than, of course, your fresh garlic, but I like those garlic sprinkles too that you can sprinkle on your salads
Yeah, it's
and
easier
all
to
of
work
that.
with it. Yeah.
Yeah, but fresh garlic, nothing beats fresh garlic because you can chop it up, slice it up fine, and put that in your salad too. And that well, I mean, that's just good on anything as far as a nice salad. You can. And it's wonderful to saute with. Fresh garlic is always good to
Yeah.
saute with your vegetables, your greens or your spinach. Just saute some spinach with thin slices of garlic. The small bulb, and you take it and just slice it real thin, and then you do. I like when I do that, and then use the sesame seed
See, what Mama Zemrah
oil.
is trying to tell you is that eating well, it takes a little work. So you're going to have to do a little bit of work. You
Yes,
can't run to McDonald's and get some healthy food. You got to get in the kitchen and do a little work. And
you know
once you start doing it, you'll start to like it. So you can fix everything just the way you like it to taste,
that's right.
which is good.
And I like the toasted sesame seed oil. That has a nice
They make it
flavor.
toasted.
Yeah, the toasted. That's good to pour over your salad. It's really good to cook with. Now
So,
that I really do like to cook with. Just a little. You just pour a little bit when if you're doing some spinach and that fresh garlic, and you can put some. Well, you wouldn't necessarily. Well, you could put a little
yeah,
okra in there. You
yeah.
don't care for okra,
No, but
but okra is good for you.
see how nice it is. You can eat well and eat tasty when you know what to do.
And I was
Just
thinking
call
about that.
Zemrah. She'll
And I
tell you.
was thinking about that too. I'm saying, man, what a blessing to just say, man, you know what? I think I want to fix whatever, whatever, whatever. Go to the store and buy it and prepare it.
Mhm.
And you got recipes. You got if you're not sure, you can always
Now you
Google
gonna
how to
make
do this.
you gonna make people go to the store and buy something to read
Yeah,
and then follow the instructions and cook it
yeah,
and eat it.
yeah.
People don't cook anymore. Y'all out there,
Oh, you
y'all
got a
cook
lot
anymore?
of sisters
They,
since that
they
pandemic. You
cook.
got a lot of sisters
Ah,
cooking.
that's another good thing about the pandemic.
Yeah, the
Forced you to stay
pandemic
home to
caused you.
cook.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh,
It
excellent.
caused you to do a whole lot of reversing and start doing some other stuff. But I've always cooked because I got a man that loves to eat,
Yeah, hello.
and so so I always got to cook.
Hello.
And but I love cooking. I love baking. So
Everything's easy when you love to do it.
and it is life is easy when
Love
you
it.
love life, like I always say, and it. When you embrace life, life
Life
will
will
embrace
embrace
you
you back.
back.
That's
And
right.
that's just your body will embrace you when you take good care of it. So it's just so much to do, so much to make yourself feel whole and complete, and when you have the energy and the that's why they say health is your wealth,
That's right.
because it
You
really
can
is.
say anything
Because
about
when you
money.
feel good, you can make anything happen
That's
in your
right.
life.
This is not. It's not all about money. It's about making yourself happy, and eating the right thing, and feeling good, and taking care of yourself. And that does not involve. Most of that does not involve having just money. It's the resources you need to take care of yourself. That's all you need.
Yes.
Everything else will take care of itself.
Yes. And again, like we always talk about, mindset. Changing your mind makes a big difference. Changing your mind on the way you think, it makes a major, major difference on how you feel too. Even
Yeah.
if you don't feel that well or whatever, you got to conjure up um, some inner deep feelings that will make you say, "Hey,
Yeah.
I got. I'm gonna fight whatever. I got to feel better. I got to do better." And just
And
as
just
we
and
say,
well, just think
keep it
about it.
moving.
Just think about it in a positive way. So if I change the way I think about things, the things I
Things
think about will
will
change.
change, and
They
that's really
they
a
will change
true
on their own
statement.
if you change the way you think about
Yeah,
it.
that's a very, very true statement. How you think is really and truly important for just daily living, daily life, period. It is very, very important
Well, how you
on
think?
thinking positive. Like Pam always saying, be happy. Things in the world are bad enough, but if there's some kind of way that you can smile and you can create happiness in
uh,
your world, then that will be catching.
yeah,
Yeah, you pour out enough love and enough smiles, and people. I walk down the street and just smile at people. I mean,
You shock
how
them.
are you doing? I mean, it doesn't take, but it doesn't take anything to be pleasant. It takes so much to be
See,
mean
now you
and
understand how, now
hateful.
you understand why I respond when people ask me how you doing the way I do. Because it takes
Yeah, because your Ed can be on his last leg and you ask him, I'm super. Sometimes we don't mean to go overboard. If you Now, one of the things that I will say, and I was Pam and I were talking about this, and I think that this is very important. You never ever want to be pretentious. It's nothing wrong if you don't feel, you don't wallow in it. But if you really really don't feel well, it's nothing but saying, I don't feel too good today. Tomorrow will be better, maybe later on today. But no, I ain't feeling that today, or
yeah.
whatever.
Now I tell
You
my
don't have to
no. I
say,
tell my
oh, I'm super,
no.
and you about to
Now
pass
wait a minute. Now
out.
wait a minute. I'll
No.
tell myself that I don't feel well, but I don't broadcast that out to the
Well,
world.
no, you don't have to do that.
I don't do that because I don't want my
You don't
brain.
want the energy.
I don't. Yeah, I don't want my brain to hear me saying something negative about me.
Yeah, that makes
Because
sense.
it will return, it will hear it and start to internalize it.
That is true now.
That's just my philosophy
Yeah,
about I. Never put anything
in
negative
front of
on
her.
the end of I. I am
In
sick.
front of, you mean?
No, I am sick. I am tired. I am bored. I am frustrated. I, I'm, I'm nervous. I'm scared. Anything on the end of I might feel it, but I'm not gonna say it's I because you accept it into your reality when you
I
say
agree
I.
with that.
That's just me.
No, but that makes sense. But I'm also saying is that I get what you're saying, and you are 100% correct. But I also say that it's nothing wrong. I want people to understand it's nothing wrong that
Oh,
if
that's
you
right.
don't feel well, you don't have to give into it. You don't have to wallow in it. But if you don't feel well, it's nothing wrong with saying, I didn't like that, or
Oh,
I'm not feeling that today, or
well, that's just because
yeah,
you admit it and get it off of you.
right,
you and then start to express it and unload it instead of keep it festering inside you and holding it to yourself.
right.
I,
That's why when
I
I'm
understand that,
right,
but I'm just saying I have a habit of not saying anything negative about me because me will start to believe it. Your subconscious mind will believe whatever you say about yourself. If you say, I want to be rich, you are telling yourself, I am not rich. If you say anything that would you want, you have to already have. You say, I am that I am. I'm not trying, I am. If you want to be rich, say, I am. If you want to be king, say, I am. If I want a house, say, I have one. That's mine. And whatever you claim, you can have.
oh,
But
absolutely.
you can't go around
And you got to
saying,
believe it.
but yeah, you got to
That's how you
believe it.
work it.
Yeah. Your faith has set you free. That means I believed it. But once you do that, you will stop saying you stop saying things that are negative. Because it reminds me of the story in the Bible when um, I forget the characters that not Moses, but Joseph had promised this his friend of his and told his wife that she'd have a son, and she'd had one, and he
You have
take
to
it,
talk in there.
and her son uh, got sick and died. So she went to go look for for not Moses but Thomas and said, "How's everything going?" She said, "Fine." He said, "But you know, that son you promised me that I had, he died." He said, "Oh, let's go see him." But she never said, crying on her knees, begging, "Oh Lord, my son is dead." She didn't say that. She just said it was. She said it in effect like it was just a condition that you didn't know about that I know we can fix. Nothing was ever final. She just never said it. And he went there and laid. That's when he went and laid on the boy, and he came back to life. But she never said. He said, "How's everything at home?" She said, "Oh, everything's fine." no problem.
Well,
So,
that's because she knew that it was going to be okay.
right, but some people don't treat the creator like that. Like you can fix everything. Because if you did, I wouldn't be begging for stuff. I already know you can do it. He says, ye of little faith. So you say you believe, but you don't act like it. You act like things are dire and there's no answer to anything. So you don't walk in faith. You don't walk like you won already. You don't walk your talk. You just say it, but you don't believe it. And that's the difference. Because once you believe it, it will be so. So I never had a prayer that wasn't answered. So that's the difference between those who really believe and those who just say it, and those who go to church every Sunday, and it goes the ones that go once a month. Because the one that go once a month got more belief. Because I believe what he says, so I ain't worried. I don't need to go all the time. I'll support the ministry because there's a lot of uh,
Well, they say two or one
there's,
or more are gathered in my name, so am I.
yeah,
But it's nothing wrong with,
there's nothing wrong with that.
yeah.
But those for those who are up on the ladder of believing.
Mhm.
But once you've been going for the last 40, 50 years, you should be a little further ahead than that.
Spiritually, I agree.
Spiritually, it should be.
Yes,
So that's why I say about the world. Once you take care of yourself, you will understand what other people need because it works for you, and you can pass that on to your children and your children's children because they need to hear you say positive things about their future.
absolutely.
They think things are going to be all right. You're going to be a better person tomorrow than you are today. Everything you want, you will have, but you got to believe it.
Got to believe it.
So
So, on
that's my
that
that's my
note,
little
we want
soapbox.
you, you said what now?
That's my little soapbox.
So, on that note, we want you to again like us on Facebook. Next week we got to bring Dr. Suni back. We had a regular segment with her. She's been very, very busy, but we're going to have her back soon. And also, we are definitely going to have Attorney Gavin back.
Oh
We
yeah.
want him to come back with Mind to Grind. So we're going to definitely have him back so he can share um, some more of that good information out of his book. That you got to understand that it takes uh, a very conscious mind to materialize the things you want in your life, and it takes work. It just doesn't happen. But I am also excited because we have joining us on the 15th of this month um, the Lady D herself. She used to do Dinah Washington.
Who's that?
Our Sasha Dalton
Sasha Dawson.
has
Oh,
a book out. She is the one that created the Gospel Fest, and she's going to come and share her book with us that is out now. And so we're going to let her talk to you about it, talk about how all of that started. I mean, she's a lady of voice that has been um, singing around for years and wonderful spirit and just a fun type of lady. And so I'm looking forward to having Sasha on the 15th of this month. So we got some exciting guests coming. Um, and hey, if we don't come with the messages and support our brothers and sisters, that's why this is so wonderful that we have this platform. And Earl and I was talking about it earlier a little while ago. It's good that we can come and feed the brain. We feed your brain by the information that we bring to you. And we hope that you get a lot out of it. We want you to tell your friends and family because these segments that we bring to you from Intellectual Radio are substance. And we want you to know that. We want you to share that. We don't have a whole lot of who struck John, as my mama used to say. We bring things about health, about life, about love, about encouragement. I mean, things that housing and spiritual and things that that lift you. And so I think that's very important. These shows are for us, you know, everybody doing their thing. And so we have something here at Intellectual Radio where we do our thing. And so we want you to share, like, and really praise. We got a wonderful, wonderful producer in Earl Winfrey and Wanda B, we call her, who is flying in the sky, you know, with spirit, who we just adore and love. And so we send best wishes always out to her. She's an awesome sister. And so we just thank God. We've been with them now for about almost 6 years. And we thank God to be able to have a platform, to be able to share our knowledge, our heart with you all. And so we want you to share our heart with others. So make sure you tell people to tune in. We're here every Tuesday from 6 to 7, unless I have something, some other something going on. But then you still can tune into my other shows, tune into somebody else's show, and you can listen to my music through my intellectual radio. But the main thing is that we want to support intellectual radio. So again, tune in next week. We got Miss Pamela Wilkes with us and relationships. And again, on the 15th, make sure that you put on your calendar for Sasha. You'll be very, very happy with that. Thank you and have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your evening. God bless. And here's the light.
And as we always say, I want to thank Earl and Wanda for building this edifice for us that he did by himself with his own hands. So give me an opportunity to be myself again. Thanks, Earl.